Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to JoJo Speaks. Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. I appreciate every single one of you for being here on tonight. A couple things I want you guys to do for us before we get started. Be sure to press the subscribe button. It is free and easy to do, takes less than a second. So just click that thing for us. Give us a thumbs up on this video. Leave us some comments. We want to know your opinions on what we're discussing tonight. Also, be sure to press the notification bell and share JoJo Speaks with all of your friends and family. Let them know that we are out here on these streets. I got my co-hosts back, Jennifer, Tyrone, and Mike. What's going on, y'all?
Hi.
Hello.
So we're going to start with probably the hottest of the topics that's going on right now. So the Dalai Lama, he was videotaped, or he was on video at a ceremony, and there was a child. They blurred the child's face, but I'm assuming that the child was between the ages of 6 and 8. But the child had, approached the Dalai Lama. Apparently the child asked for a hug. Then the Dalai Lama reportedly or allegedly asked for a kiss. And then the Dalai Lama stuck his tongue out, motioned for the boy to, do something with his tongue. There are a lot of reports out. There are some who are saying it's a part of a culture, and so they do different things in their culture. And so therefore, we have to give them, I say that we have to give them a little bit of grace. However, asking a child to do something with their tongue with you is something that is outside of culture, in my opinion. I think that takes it out of the culture aspect. And so therefore it was very disturbing for me to see. I was a little shocked by it. This is something that we haven't seen before, at least not in this particular case. And I'm sure we will never see it again. The Dalai Lama put out a statement saying that he regrets his actions. And then the statement also stated that the Dalai Lama is very jovial. He likes to, play games. He likes to be, a little facetious from time to time. But what did you guys think when you first saw this?
I heard about it. I didn't see it, but when I heard about it, I just kind of like, no, first of all, I don't. If it was a child, it's just disgusting. But if it was even an adult, that would have been disgusting to me also, because I don't want to suck on anybody's tongue who's not
your man.
My man, correct. Obviously, my lover, my man, somebody I want to be intertwined with.
Right. Consensual.
Yeah, consensual. Yes. So they were just, it was Tyrese or the Tank told me to suck on their tongue, and I ain't know them like that. I probably would have been sucking on their tongue too. But
okay,
thank you.
Please and thank you. Okay.
But no, in all seriousness, it just was disgusting to me. And I know people have different cultures, and I'm not going to judge their culture at all, because I wouldn't want them judging ours. I know there's probably things that we do in our culture that they don't agree with. But right. I think it's social media. It's a new day. It's a new age. And you have to be aware of these cameras out now, and things are going to be looking very distasteful, and you have to be aware of what people are doing. So it was, I don't know if that's the culture. Hopefully it's not. But if it is, all praises to him. I won't be sucking his tongue, though.
Okay. Not no old 87-year-old man. No, thank you.
Yuck.
Genesita, your thoughts?
Ooh, Genesita.
Yo, so all I can think is
pause. Intellectual beauty and music man. Yes. Okay, new name.
All right.
And the music man. Yes, I love it. I've been gone for 2 weeks and now I got whole new names down.
Okay. He literally just did that. I didn't even know that was down there. Okay, thank you, Tyrone. You're so sweet. Anywho,
I had to stop you there. I'm sorry.
That's wow. Okay, so all I can say is that things that's happening outside of American stuff is certainly stuff that we try to tread lightly on, because of course here in America it just seems like our trauma, our issues that we have with that kind of stuff really bleeds out. So we automatically think the absolute worst, no matter what. We
Right.
think of it as if it happened on our soil, which
Right.
is not. So that's the grace that I'm going to give. And just like I said, we continuously put ourselves in these shoes, and I can't imagine a child of mine being okay with being in that space. I don't care whether or not it's the pastor. The only man you're kissing on his lips is Jesus, literally himself. Okay. Um,
Period.
period. Did you have any words before I go through these comments? Because so many people have greeted us already, Jonathan. Oh, okay. So I guess we're at on one mind. Thank you, Music Man.
All right.
All right. Erin says, "Hi everyone. She was here
Hey, Aaron.
per usual at 8:57." I love her. Anywho, ranting with Big 50 says, "Hello everyone.
Hey.
Welcome. Thank you for making it on in." Tammy, of course, one of the best supporters that we
Hey,
have,
boo. What's going on?
made it on in here. On the Juice Radio and Talk Show,
My
Regina
other
has
boo.
made
Hey.
it. You have so many boos, Jonathan.
Right.
Anywho, um, made it in here. Of course, Aaron said hello to them all, and of course, they have greeted Aaron. We can go on.
All right. So, just a thought out there, be mindful of what you do out here on these streets and be mindful of the perception that people will have on the actions that you take. And so that's all I got to say about
Yeah.
that. So it's been reported that the young woman from Mexico, or who was murdered in Mexico, Shanquella Robinson, the U.S. has announced that they will not be pursuing any criminal charges in that particular case. That seems to be that seems to be very sad in my opinion. That's the U.S. officials have said that. So I'm not sure if their hands are tied because this actually happened in
Well,
Mexico. Do we have to
they
have wait?
said that they said, I think from what I read, now don't quote me because I was reading between calls on my job. So I think they said it was said that in Mexico that she died from being bent over and they broke one of her vertebrae in her back or whatever. But when they
Mhm.
did the autopsy, they didn't find anything broken on her back.
Okay.
But my thing is, was clearly she was alive before they beat her, and she was dead after they beat her. So something had to happen for her to die.
Exactly.
That was my thing. And if I was her parents, I would not stop right here. I would have them do another autopsy. It's because clearly the friends are accountable, but need to be held accountable for what they did to this girl. This is
Right.
disgusting.
Absolutely. I personally feel, I just okay. I'm just hoping that it's just because it wasn't done here on
Or
in American grounds on American territory. I'm hoping that's what what's going on there. I hope it's because they can't do much versus what they are willing to do. So I'm still praying for justice for her,
yes.
because from what it looks like, not saying that we know the full story, but from what it looks like, it just looks like an absolute horrible story of what seems like
I don't.
jealousy, what
I don't,
seems like, people getting away with killing what seems like a nice person.
well, let's just say they didn't kill her. Let's say that
Yeah,
from what they did not kill her. It's assault and battery still,
Right.
and we clearly see that.
I mean, the entire altercation was on video. We saw what they did to the young woman. I mean, it's plain right there in black and white.
absolutely.
It's just very disgusting, and it's. I just cannot imagine being her sibling, her cousin, her parent.
Come on.
Like, because I would be so disgusted with the law,
Hmm.
heartbroken that my baby is no longer here, and then people are getting off.
Come
Right.
on.
And then this is why, and I don't want to put anything in anybody's head, and Lord forgive me that they don't do this, but I can see why in certain cases people take things in their own hands.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
The
Because her
frustration.
family knows who those people are.
Yes,
So, that says a lot when they're walking around these streets and they're able to go on about their lives while your loved one is no longer here 6 feet deep. It's I just pray for her entire family, and I pray that they receive some type of justice, whether
Yes.
it be in this life or in the afterlife. Jennifer, with the comments.
Aaron says, God will do the judging. All I can do is pray for this boy that he is okay. Oh, I think you mean Shaquilla girl. Shanquella. And
No,
ranting
she
with
talking about the boy with the
the
Oh
Dalai
yeah, the
Lama
boy with the
boy.
Dalai
Oh,
Lama.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he's fine too. It's a moment. That was a weird moment.
Mhm.
Ranting with Big 50 says it's heartbreaking. Absolutely.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
certainly is. And Tammy says Court TV said they still have warrants in
Well,
Mexico
that's
and they
good.
have to be extradited to Mexico. Can't do anything in the States because it didn't happen on US soil. Thank you so much for
Gotcha.
the clarity.
Well,
Thank you
that's
for that
good. Yes.
clarification, Tammy.
So it's still some
It's
justice
still
may be out there, hopefully.
Still
And,
ongoing
and if they
investigation.
get caught in Mexico, I mean they got to be in jail in Mexico also.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
which is far worse
Far,
than
far
any
worse.
U.S. jail or prison.
Well, they did the crimes and got to do the time.
In
Right.
Mexico.
Because you're in. There is no general pop, and
You with everybody.
everybody is together in Mexico.
Mm.
What's just
The
as
only difference is there is separation of male and female. That's
I
it.
wouldn't care. I don't want to go to jail. Period. I don't care if it's
Oh,
general
so
Thank you.
population.
So
Thank
in
you.
Mexico, you will be there next to somebody that stole
And
something,
it's probably way dirtier too.
and
or
they,
you will be
Right.
next to the cartel gang.
and that's another thing I was thinking about because they have been doing a crackdown on the cartel, and they about to be in that mix.
And there's still organized crime within the prison.
Absolutely.
Right.
Anytime that a warden is unalived in Mexico,
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you ain't safe.
Nah, and
That's true.
also on top of that, from hearing from people from Mexico, the lawyers that they have, the defenders that they have, it's not it don't look good.
It's not
A
good.
lot of corruption
We're
in the
gonna keep
city.
following this case, and every time we hear an update, we're gonna definitely come talk about it.
For sure.
Absolutely. And so I just want to revisit one topic last week since Mike wasn't here. I just wanted to get his opinion on something. So last week we talked about Joe Biden inviting both Iowa and LSU to the White House for a celebration, although LSU were the obvious victors. What did you think of Jill saying that? Now she said it, off the cuff, what I'm saying, she was at a little press conference or whatever. So, not much thinking went into this process. But what do you think was in her heart when she did that? Do you think there was any internalized racism, or do you think she was just trying to be nice?
Well, I don't look at Jill Biden and see racist in my eyes. I don't see racist from Jill or Joe Biden. President, let me be back up. Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, and or First Lady Jill. I would call them that. But that last one, but I don't see any racism from her. I think she was just being nice. It's already hard to pick. They are both big teams. They are both big teams all around the world right now, and everybody was talking about it. And when you get asked that question right there, on spot,
On the spot,
just
right?
trying to be nice. Like, you don't want to say no, they cannot come. I think it's gonna be damn if she do, damn if she didn't. So if she didn't say no, they can't come, they lost. On the winning team at my house, then it'll be like backlash. And then if she says, yeah, they can come, it'll be backlash. But I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it was any racist, or I didn't feel like it was. Did you guys feel like it was?
I did not think it was racist. I thought that Jill was just being really, really nice. However,
Yeah.
Tyrone brought up a really good point, that Iowa is very, very important when it comes to elections, especially at the beginning of an election. And so it would make sense for her to invite the Iowa women's team to the White House to garner a couple of votes here and there in Iowa. But also, she was rooting for Iowa. She was in the stands rooting for Iowa to win. And it just looks this way because the majority of Iowa's team is white and the majority of LSU's team is black.
Well, let's just not forget, you guys. She is part of the, what is the word for it? She is part of she needs the votes, basically. She needs the votes for her husband. I can't think of the word right now.
The Democrats?
Well, no, not Democrat. She's part of the people who talk about government stuff. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She needs the vote. So if it's a smart thing to get the votes from this certain team, no, I don't see racist in it. Even if she would have, we never know what it was. I don't feel racist from her. I didn't really watch it that well, to be honest. I didn't watch it and didn't know about it and don't care.
Right. But do you understand why people would draw that conclusion, though?
I guess because they're a mostly white team, and then the other black team, like, you don't want the blacks only to your house. But I don't feel like that was something that went through her head.
Yeah, because one thing that we did say, if the roles were reversed and Iowa had won and LSU had lost, we don't think that Jill would have invited LSU to the White House if that was the case.
Well, we don't know.
We don't.
And we're not going to speculate. But now, it depends what they're eating, though.
Yeah.
Because, last term, when who was in office, he invited the team to his house, too. But they had McDonald's, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Right. So, what would they be eating? Like, would a winning and losing team be eating the same thing? Or would they, if it's fast food for both teams, it don't even matter. It wouldn't even matter.
Well, Dawn Staley told Trump, we got other things to do. We don't have time to come to the White House to visit your racist behind, but
Well, Don Staley don't keep it like it is. I like.
Okay.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to go either if he was in office.
Right.
And so in that house, I want to see.
All right. And so recently, Chloe Bailey released a new album. And
what's the name of it?
I don't know. I don't know the name of it.
Lord Jesus, y'all horrible.
I was testing you and see if you did your homework.
You just told me about it 5 minutes ago.
Oh, do you want to tell everybody that?
Oh gosh.
Well, yeah, I think it's called something about a heart. I think save a heart or breaking a heart.
And you don't even know what it is either. See that?
It's called In Pieces.
Oh yeah, heart. Yeah, In Pieces.
In Pieces
by Chloe Bailey.
Okay, so apparently the album sales for this particular album were not all that hot. Now, first of all, number one, who knows what people are selling as far as albums are concerned? Like, album sales aren't really a thing these days. People aren't selling like 1 million copies in the first week like they used to in the 90s or in the early 2000s. So I don't know why people are giving us this false.
People are some artists are selling close to almost 1 million. Beyonce in her first week, but that's neither here or there. But she only sold 10,000 copies, and they're saying that because I think people are getting Chloe Bailey just because she's on Beyonce's label doesn't mean she's going to be Beyonce when it comes to record sales. Because people are now blaming Beyonce for the lack of Chloe's album sales. And 10,000 in 1 week for a new artist is not that bad. I don't know what's good.
And that's exactly what I was thinking.
It's not bad at all.
10,000 copies is not that bad, and we don't know where she will be in 2 months. I think SWV just got triple platinum on week. So you never know where these things may go. And I think for a new artist, it's not that bad. Now, I do have an opinion because people was trying to give all these theories of why her album did not sell. All these theories about Chloe Bailey and how she sings. And this is what I really think. Chloe Bailey is doing old school interviewing in Millennium Times. She is a PR person, and she answers those questions with good sense. She's not letting you all of her business. She's not letting you know who she's sleeping with. She's keeping everything very modest. But we're so used to people now telling you everything. We know how everything looks in your body. We know what you had done, who you've been with. And I think people don't know Chloe Bailey. They don't know her. We can't find anything in common with her.
Mm.
And then
Well,
sometimes the music sometimes is
I
also, to me, the music is not my type of music on all the songs, and I'm not really a fan of how she sings. She sings. She's a singer. Nothing against her singing. She's good at singing, but I'm just not a fan of it sometimes. So
and
I
that's
think
okay.
People just can't. People can't relate to Chloe.
Well,
Right.
I think it's not all that great to compare her to a Beyonce, to a Drake, to a Taylor Swift, or anything like that,
Well, I
because those
agree.
are established artists that have already had their successes. And of course, it's like they have their established fan bases, and the established fan base is going to get their albums, of course.
Hmm.
Chloe is still in the process of trying to find out who she is, as well as who she is musically, I believe.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I believe 10,000 copies is good, and she
Yes.
on the top 200, she didn't start off at 200, she started off at 119, which is not that bad. So,
Ain't no good.
Yeah.
once
Music.
again, we just gotta remember who she is. She's just not
Right.
Yeah.
that girl just yet, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure she's on her way. I'm
And
sure
isn't
she
this her first solo album?
It's the first solo album,
Yes!
and also she's on
Yeah.
tour right now, and the tour is selling out. She just had her first show 2 days ago. It's theater tour,
Hmm.
but it's sold out. I think a theater tour
Exactly.
for a first time being an artist on your own,
And being sold
Right.
out.
sold out. People don't do that, but people usually do like clubs. Their first album are not even headlining; they usually
Right.
open up. So for her to even be
Exactly.
headlining her own tour, a theater tour, and selling out,
That's
She's doing
good.
what she's supposed to be
let's put it
doing.
in perspective.
Mhm.
Fantasia
Come
has
on.
been out a long time now. I love Fantasia. She's been out how many years, and she still does theaters and outside. What do you call them things?
Amphitheaters.
Amphitheaters.
Mhm.
Hmm.
She hasn't made it to arenas yet. So Chloe is doing the same thing right now on her first album. So to me, that's big, and
It
I do
is.
feel like within 5 years she will be at arenas. I'm speaking into existence for her. In
And
five
I
years,
believe
I
it's
think she will
possible.
be.
As I feel as long as she continues to push the content, I believe it's possible.
Right. We just can't be having these unrealistic expectations. And that's what a lot of stands will do. A lot of stands will say about other artists that your artist is not selling, your artist is not doing this, your artist is not doing that, when they know the power and the level of their artist. And so every artist that is beneath their artist is no good. But you
And
know,
Yeah.
it's
And,
Chloe's doing her thing, and I'm proud of her.
and I do
and
find it weird that like people are blaming Beyonce. Well, like, why would you blame Beyonce? Like, what more could she have done? You know, like what
well,
more
they're
do you
saying
want
that
her
she
to
should
do?
have posted Chloe album on her page, saying that you have an artist. This is your artist. Why don't you promote your artist?
But
But
has
my
she
thing
ever
is,
posted anybody
Beyonce's
other
there,
than
so don't
herself?
Beyonce to promote Beyonce. I mean, every album she came out with,
Okay.
it's been a surprise. And my thing is, she's been in a group for how many years now? Well, she was part of a group. I have not seen her post Kelly or Michelle or Solange that on her
So
Right.
pages
what
for
makes you think
everybody to
she's gonna
see.
start
So I
now?
don't know why people think that
Exactly.
she will start now with Chloe.
People,
So, but I
people
mean,
do.
I understand. I understand it. I think people just think because you're Chloe, you're under Beyonce. Beyonce's like, on it, tip on everybody's tongue. You automatically gonna be tied. If you tied to Beyonce, you tied to a good thing.
Okay.
So,
Exactly.
and
So,
we're
come
not
on,
gonna
guys.
sugarcoat it. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. But Kelly's tied to Beyonce, and she had that in an arena since Destiny's Child. So
Who
It it
has it?
it, it is what
Kelly.
it
Kelly
is.
Rowland.
Oh, well, I mean, God bless. Let me go ahead and do the rest of these comments. Aaron D says, thanks for explaining to me. That's from to Tammy. And ranting with Big 50 says, I'm praying for her family. God knows if it was my son, mm,
I
I
would
would
want
want
justice.
justice.
Hmm.
Right.
If the law didn't give it, would I would have to repent because I would get the
Yes,
justice.
and I'm not
Mm,
blaming you that one bit.
right.
And we wouldn't be. You know what? I wouldn't say a word.
I would close
Right.
my eye, blind eye.
Aaron says, never thought about that. I just wish she would have invited everyone before the game,
Mm,
which would make sense. Um, but I think I'm not petty. I just say, losers can stay in the loser's place at home. Aaron Aaron D says Taylor Swift and Beyonce are selling millions very quickly on their albums. Yeah. And she says, but I think 10,000 is really good for an artist first week, a new artist first week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And the money really comes from performing. So if she's selling out her shows,
Okay.
that's where the money is really coming from. Because albums don't really make no money from what I'm hearing. You see TLC sold millions and they were still broke.
Okay.
And
Right.
now back in the 90s.
The baby can't
Okay.
even sell a club ticket at this point. Some people got it better than others.
Exactly. So we got to get to probably our favorite part of the show for the last couple of weeks. We are getting into SWV and Escape. Let's get into this last episode. Now, first, we need to talk about Rocky's denial of knowing about these kickbacks. And why is it that Tasha felt like she needed to get on the phone with Rocky, but I guess she wanted him to be able to defend himself. But I love the fact that the three girls, Tamika, Tiny, and Candy, came together to confront Tasha about this so that she could have an open area, open space to explain herself. Mike, what were your first thoughts when this was brought to the light?
So when Tamika brought the text messages on paper to everybody, you could already see that Tasha already knew about it for one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to act dumb for two. That's what she said in her head. I'm going to act dumb. And then three, I'm going to blame it on Rocky. That's third.
Right.
I just don't know why. This is why I'm bring that up later, I guess, when we talk about her album. I just don't understand why Tasha just can't, for the life of herself, just tell the truth for once. Because if you knew about it, Tasha, because they already know it's been going on for a while.
Right.
If you know about it and you know your husband is doing it, just say, well, I didn't know it was an issue for my husband to get kidnapped when he brought a show to the table. It would still been a lie, but at least you're admitting some of it. I mean, I rather for you get some of it than you just bold-faced act like you didn't know nothing about it. And then when you talk to Rocky, he just makes it worse because he's like, don't talk on behalf of me. Like, you just make it seem like when you say that to me, it's making you seem like you do know something about it.
Right.
But then when you cut to the interview and then you talk the truth. Nobody owes me nothing unless I brought something to the table.
Okay.
That's the argument, Rocky. That's the whole argument.
Yes. You brought it to the promoter and you got paid. Period.
So why are you going back? This is what. It's like you get a headache. It's like working in the call center. You can talk to the people till you're blue in the face and they know what the hell you're talking about.
Come on.
Right.
They don't act damn stupid.
Right.
The whole entire time.
Then he goes on to say, if anybody paid me, they owed me. Okay, sir, you're not a hustler.
If you go in court, I just hope you don't represent yourself and I hope you do not talk.
And he'd be the type that would definitely represent himself. He definitely would try to represent himself in court.
What's that guy who just went to court and was acting like he represented himself?
Daryl Brooks.
That got to be Ken to Rocky. He got to be Ken. They have to be brothers. Because they will talk. They will say a whole lot of nothing.
A whole bunch of nothing. God bless them.
And Tasha is so damn digmatized. I just so hope she just gets out. I don't want to wish divorce on anybody, but I really hope that she finds herself.
That's it.
Within herself.
Right.
That's just hope, because right now you look like a fool. Rocky got you looking crazy in these streets, and you look like you're just so weak. And you're singing gospel, trying to empower people to find someone higher than themselves, and you can't even come off your husband's lap.
When your prayers stop at Rocky.
Your prayers. Yes, the prayer stops at Rocky. It don't even reach God's telephone.
Okay. You'd even say his name, honey.
In Rocky's name. Amen.
Okay.
Whew. I just don't have anything else. Tasha, to have all that talent and let it just go to waste because nobody likes you in the world now. And it's not because it's not because how you found your record deal or how you got it. Well, it is part of that too. But it's all the other stuff that you don't admit to. And you saying one thing in the interviews, oh, I miss my sister, we gonna get together. But then on the show, you're doing something totally different where you don't want to talk to her at all. You're dismissive, and it's not a good look, sis.
And calling her a liar every chance that she gets. Like y'all remember when she lied on
She lied
Candy?
on
Y'all
Candy.
remember when she lied on Candy?
That's what also got me pissed off. She lied on Candy for your behind.
Okay.
Okay?
On
She
your behalf, ma'am.
on your behalf. And like she just woke up one day and said, I'm gonna lie on Candy. She lied on Candy for you. And for you to go back and take what she did for you and twist it around me says, girl, you are full of it. And you want to be a gospel singer?
Child.
And so, what were your thoughts on Tasha's entrance into the rehearsal space with her 15
Entourage.
pluses? Okay.
Tasha got a big head for I don't know why. Because I don't know why you need an entourage at a rehearsal.
Right.
First of all, Tasha, you're not on that level to have an entourage.
Let's be real.
That's what she wants us to think.
Let's be real. That's what you want us to think.
That's what she wants us to think.
If Candy don't have an entourage and Tamika Ty don't have an entourage, I damn sure don't think you need to have one.
Right. Tiny walked in with one person behind her.
Okay. That's new money mentality, if you think about it.
Right.
Me, if I had all this money, because I really don't believe she has all that money to keep an entourage like that all the time, right? If I had all that money,
if my husband keeps stealing the money, then you might have it.
Well,
she might got a little extra.
This is true. Because they were in their mama's house for a little bit, and now look at where they are now. So I'm going to have this hairstylist, I'm going to have this person, I'm going to have that person, I'm going to have all these people around me because I feel important. And then, around the end of that particular episode, she acted as if those people were her family. Those were her people because everybody
Even
else
how she bowed. Even how she bowed on the end of the performance, where they were saying, understanding is what everybody did like this, and she had to be the only one to bow differently.
Yeah.
As if she...
And she was on the end, too, so It's
not a good look. It's not a good look, and I hate to be so negative, because I did say when I turn 32, I'm going to, just take everything in and then really just look at people for who they are and just try to see the best in everybody. Because I know people don't wake up every day to say I'm gonna be an asshole.
Yeah.
But if this is what you show me, it's all I can give you. This is all I can talk about is what you showed me.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to hear nothing about no editing. Because you said what you said and you did what you did. Okay.
And the reason why I believe she is like this is because she was created that way. When you have people in your ear saying this, that, and the third, you start to build a fantasy, a dream of what you think should be. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever said this out loud. I might have, who knows? But anywho, I truly feel like there is certainly an opportunity and space in the world for her to have her own solo act, for her to do her own thing. It's just that when you decide to do it on your own, when you decide to do it unethically, basically by not tying up everything or not being communicative to the people that you're already working with.
You're already mad for something already, and you want to move on without even getting a divorce.
Exactly. And then it's like, to be honest, because I think y'all might feel in y'all, Shondo, like I feel in mine, she is still in the back of her head trying to hold on to escape, because that's the sure thing. That's the one that already has an audience. But if I just want to take them with me, because if this thing don't work again, I can still, fall back on them for money. But she could have been upfront.
We be Escape 3 and we ain't gonna make it full at all.
And Candy said it herself. Escape is Tasha's safety blanket. That's what she uses to make sure that she is good. But and she acts as if like she can do without the safety blanket. That's what her actions are telling us, that she doesn't need escape.
Well, we already know that's a lot, because you were so eager to get back on that stage when they came back for that one performance at the BT Awards. You were so eager for Candy to say yes.
Yeah. because she knew that's what they was. Well, as you can
Well,
see
that's
from the
actually
text
what the
messages,
promotion.
that's what the
That's what the
promoter
message is.
wanted.
I want the 4
Exactly.
of you guys, not just 3.
That's what the
Mhm.
promoter said. But and they're trying to make money. And
Right.
let's be real. I hope she's gotten her fill of those filled rooms because she ain't gonna have too much more of those if she continue to ride the way she riding.
Oh, she's
Anywho,
definitely not gonna be in nobody's arena no time soon.
Okay.
Aaron
And I
says,
don't like either. This is what I don't like also.
mm-hmm.
How when they have interviews with like Jennifer Hudson or they do interviews or something, why is she showing up there? Why?
Hmm.
Why are you guys allowing her to show up?
Yeah.
This is why I probably wouldn't be in a group. Because
Oh,
if the group goes sour like this, you
didn't
ain't
it,
going or I'm
didn't it
not gonna be
seem
there.
didn't it seem like Candy and Tiny kind of announced that Tasha was out of the group in their most recent YouTube video?
Well, they were saying that they're performing. No, they're doing a trio. She's
As a
not in the
trio.
group. But somehow it was Kenny said Latasha Tamika owns the right to the name.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
on Wikipedia, Latasha's name is not there anymore.
Right.
Other Escape.
Yeah. So as they're preparing for this show, were you guys surprised at how unprepared these ladies were because they did not know their spaces, they did not know transitions, they did not know who was going first, who was going last. Like you guys had, I understand that you had like maybe 4 or 5 weeks to get this together, but y'all showing up 2 days before the concert. And y'all ain't got nothing together at all. Then you see SWV on the side. They're going through all their songs. Like, yes, we go through all their songs.
Now we're
Then
supposed to do transitions.
then Don Juan wants to call something that Taj has to say corny. And we were like, wait, who said that? Corny? Excuse me?
Talk about getting New York on him real quick.
Oh, okay. When that
Don
Brooklyn
Juan
come
just
out, or
talks
Bronx,
too
wherever
much.
she from, child,
Don Juan,
you better shut your mouth and stay in the background where you supposed to be, honey.
First, okay, we'll talk about that too. I understand they didn't know transition. And it was a very short period of time. It took most of the time trying to figure out who can go first and who can go last.
Mhm.
So, and then they had to get outfits together and everything. So I understand they had very short time. So if transitions was the only thing they was worrying about the last minute, which is something I feel like easy, and hopefully you can remember how to do so,
It
that
seems
was
like it
actually
would
pretty
be.
good.
Right.
Now, if we're working on transitions only, I don't know why Escape was going through the whole entire song, making me have to stay there longer.
Exactly. Like I'm like SWV too. I want to be somewhere eating or laying down.
Right.
I don't want to go through this mess.
Right. And yeah, I don't know why. And then also maybe I'm just used to no, I haven't went to anybody's concert lately other than Beyonce's. And I don't want to make this a Beyonce thing, but I'm used to good transitions. That was not good transitions from song to song on this show.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna blame. No, we got the same 24 hours that Beyonce got, and there's no excuse. So I don't know if those transitions were that good to me, and I can see why Coco was in that room like, I don't know why, man.
Right.
Because
Coco know what it is.
Yeah, it didn't flow to me. Yes, the show probably was pretty good because I don't think when you're there now, what's done is done, and you in the midst of your favorite artist, so you're not gonna worry about that. But it wasn't good transitions from song to song.
I would agree. It felt disjointed. It felt like there were actually 2 groups doing a separate concert for a separate.
Well, it felt mediocre because it's predictable. Oh, okay. After the song come out, I already know they're gonna come out. It just could have been done so differently. It could have been some wow factors there. I would enjoy it. It would have been like, oh, this is an Escape song, but SWV coming out and sing the song. Like it just something right. It just could have been something more tastefully done where it's not so. Oh, I already know what's going to happen.
Well, I think if they would have opened the door for other enlightened creative minds to actually give their opinion and look into that, I think it would have been better. Because as you guys could see earlier in the season, Tamika was one of the people that was actually giving ideas. I'm like, why don't we have other people helping with this? And then they were talking about how Tasha would usually be the one that's like,
Right.
she would. it sounds like force her opinion on everything and how things should be. So I think we should use other people, but let me get to these comments real quick. Aaron said, I do pray for everyone. And Ranting with Big 50 says, at the light of the Leo, that's a whole word. Her prayer don't go farther than Rocky.
Okay.
Aaron says, praying for these sisters, finding healing and forgiveness.
Right.
And praying for the sisters to find healing, forgiveness, and a new, better relationship. I am praying for Rocky, praying he finds his path to heal and repair what has happened, praying he finds his way.
Well, the only way that you can pray for healing is to know that you're on the wrong path. And Rocky doesn't think he was on the wrong path.
Absolutely. But for us to see it, this is why we do have prayer, because only God can take them to where they need to be. It's the realization, the eyes opening. They need that, and there's nothing that we can do or say to fix that, which is why we do pray, because God can change hearts. So that's why we do that. Prayerfully, they will see the error of their ways. And if not, being broke again may have to do that, possibly. Ranting with Big 50 says, if she knew better, she would just do better. Just saying.
That's true.
That's just my opinion.
And so what were you guys' thoughts on the ladies' wardrobe? They had very, very different outfits on. Escape was giving what they typically give, skin tight, leather looking, very shiny, very, but very, very staged like. It was stage performance looking. But did you not care for their outfits, Mike?
For Tiny to say on her interview, and I think it was on either one the interview on the show or on the Speak on It, where when they put on a whole production, they have LED lights, they have nice wardrobe, skimpy outfits, looks very appealing. They have props, and then SWV only has overalls and boots. But I will take what SWV had on other than what Escape had on, because Tiny, you looked a mess to me. But it just wasn't tasteful to me. I love SWV outfit, but I didn't really care for Coco's outfit either though.
I didn't like Taj's outfit. I thought Taj's outfit was a little too regular, smegular.
She said she likes to move and likes to be able to breathe, and she likes to move around. I think it was very simple, and I mean, look who they had designed the outfits. I mean, from what he had in his studio, I don't think they could do much.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But Kenny did look good too. Kenny usually always looks good. It's always Tiny and Tamika for me that looks like it's sometimes when you want to look sexy, but then also it goes too far. Where sometimes you may not know your body, or you may not see what everybody else is seeing.
Okay, so would you say that they're trying too hard, in your opinion?
I don't want to say trying too hard, because that makes it seem like, because they're very cute ladies and they definitely have nice bodies.
I think that maybe what you're trying to say, you're hoping that they could elevate their fashion.
To some, if you can be, I don't want to say elevate, because I don't want to say the outfits were cute. It just doesn't complement their bodies. That's what I guess I can say.
Okay.
Those outfits doesn't complement. I think Tamika stuff is a bit too tight, and it just looks a little bit too cheap.
Okay.
Sounds like an elevation is needed.
Yeah, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to feel like I'm downplaying what they do, and I'm trying to be somewhat positive in the time where I don't want to act like I'm body shaming, because even though that surgery does not look good at all, but I don't want to feel like I'm body shaming. Tiny's outfits can be Tiny. I just would do something a little bit different.
I didn't like that mesh on the front of Tiny. That mesh that was just on her stomach. Like, it just makes your stomach midsection look big. Like that doesn't.
Yeah,
I did like Tamika's outfit because it had kind of like the polka dot stuff all over it. Like I did enjoy that. But
Candy looked the best, but Candy usually always hits the right though.
Yeah, I will say that. Candy always does look good. She always does look good. So near the end of the episode, Tamika tries to call Tasha in her dressing room
Well,
for
before the end, can we also go before the end? Who
okay.
did you think should have closed the show?
Oh, SWV with Week. Absolutely. We saw that when SWV performed Week, that the audience was singing every single word, almost louder than Coco, Taj, and Lily. And they were all clearly into it. And Andy asked this question on Watch What Happens Live with Tasha and Coco. And they didn't really
Tasha gave
answer
her
the
little rehearse answer.
right. She didn't answer
That
the
Rocky told her
question.
to answer. Yeah, she didn't
Right,
answer. Well, I think we
exactly.
both have great songs, and they both just told a lot of. Girl, we didn't answer that question.
Okay, we asked you who should have closed the show. That's the question. Okay.
Coco answered it. Hey, we should have closed the show. Yes, Coco, let them know. And it's not.
Right.
And just before we go to the next thing, this is about the only thing I want to say. They are so escaped. They are so confined on. We have followers, and I understand it. Being in business, yes, I think Escape probably should have. I think it should still have co-headline, but yes, I think maybe Escape name probably should have been bigger. Let's just say the name should have been bigger on the flyer, because we do know that Candy has a big platform. Tiny had a big platform. We don't want people why she don't have it no more.
Okay.
But yes, they will put asses in seats. We understand that. Yes. Now, why asses already in seats? Let's talk about who closed the show out. And those are only for numbers now, because people are already there now. So I don't need knowing who's gonna be getting people there. We already got people there now. Who's gonna be able to close this and make everybody holler to the top of their lungs? Then they should have known SWV week was gonna be better than Understanding.
I think they understood that, and that's why they.
I don't think they understood that. Because they understood that. Why was it an argument about that?
Because of their ego.
Well, they didn't understand it then. Because the ego doesn't have anything to do. I guarantee you, if it was Monica in the room, they wouldn't have no ego then.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah.
Or
What do y'all think, Jennifer and Tyrone? Who do y'all think should have?
They're on tour now with Monica, and they all on the same line together. And Monica closes out the show.
Because it's Monica.
Well, so if ego was so involved, why are you not fighting with Monica about it? Because she'll kick down your door.
Because Monica will fight you.
Okay.
That's why.
That is true.
They call her Conica for a reason.
Well, Coco said she want to fight too. I think Coco will get you together.
See, like,
I think Coco would fight.
Hey, a lot of people underestimate Coco's fighting ability. They know Monica.
Because
real quick.
Because she allegedly hit Brandy right before they sang a song on the Grammy stage.
Right.
Who?
Monica.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. No, Brandy told that the verses.
Okay, backhand. So, what did y'all think of Tamika and Tasha's attempt at coming back together at the end of the show? I thought that it was wrong timing. Tamika should have known that she wasn't going to get anything out of Tasha. It was at the end of the show. People were leaving. So, you're not going to get anything out of your sister. But I think that was Tamika's just last-ditch effort, because she knew that this was the last day that they were going to record, that she was going to have this one last chance, and then to show that Tasha is unwilling to forgive. But what do y'all think about that?
I don't think it was wrong timing. She did it after the show. They had a great show, clearly. I think when you have a great show, you should be in a good place and probably more. Yeah, so I think it was a great timing. And I also felt like, if I don't do this now, we haven't been talking since I brought the receipts out to you. I don't know when I'm going to see you again, because you're. So I think let's talk to you right. Let's talk about it right now. And I think how she brought it up was not even rude. She brought it up in a good, loving manner. What's up with us? We're gonna get back to where we need to be. There she go, her ego again, acting like we good. I'm good. No, I don't need you. We ain't got to do this here. So,
and it sounds like Tamika knew what she was talking about, because right after that, she was blocked. There was nothing, there was literally no other correspondence after that, though she keeps on going on these interview saying, "Oh, I've been trying to reach my sister,"
and then crying and knocking out your nose and everything. Now I did kind of
Child.
feel bad for her that day, but it didn't last that long because
but you know those tears weren't for her sister's you know
no, it was
love.
because everybody's talking about her. She's not used to that.
Exactly, and she ain't used to that. But things are coming out on the table. Let me do this thing. Aaron says, if God can't open their eyes, I pray for those around. They can be healed and find peace for themselves. I know God can, but one of those things that He gave us is free will. It is our choice to look at our truth.
Yeah.
If they choose not to, then that's on them.
And Tasha's not willing. She's not in a willing space right
at
now
least not
to
at this
receive.
moment. Absolutely. Aaron says, I love Candy. Speak on it. I'm totally with this.
Right.
She says, Aaron says, I have no fashion sense. Fashion sense. Past a good bow, a bow. Oh yeah, a bow. But I thought they all look great on stage together. I'd be too shy to wear any of it. Would I be?
I would. No, I wear it.
I know Jennifer would not be caught dead in one of the outfits.
I think the only outfit Jennifer might do is Tamika's.
I think she'll do SWVs.
She would do SWV all day.
Come on, that's easy.
That's easy, but risque Tamika.
I think I'd find, as long as I have the good fishnets that Queen Beyonce taught us how to wear when we have our legs out, and then, have a nice little not swimsuit, maybe a leotard of sorts. I don't think I'd be too, I think I could do that. Anyway, Aaron says, Candy always looks great. Always my favorite. Yes. The Jews Radio Talker said, Mike's, what do they put in seats?
Asses in seats.
Yes.
Okay.
Aaron says, my opinion was a little different. I thought the song they should have done together was weak to close the show. Okay, do weak together.
All together. Okay.
Well, a little birdie said that the last song that it did all together was really
Living in Vain, wasn't it?
No, it was it's a rap group but women Lil Kim was rapping it, and they was all in the video together actually.
Oh, Not Tonight. The remix.
Ladies Night?
Ladies Night.
Okay.
Yeah, they was doing that together. Neither one was on the song, but it was all in the video.
Yeah, they were all in the video.
Yeah. So they really did the song last, to be honest.
Okay. Ranting with Big 50 says, God can, but we have to want it. Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say right there. God can, but he has to want it. Because I was like, why? God can do all things, and I don't want to say nothing against God, but you have to be able to want change. Because if you don't feel like you need change, you don't know that you need change.
Exactly. Ranting with Big 50 also says he's not going to force us.
But he's a jealous God also. And I do know he will he'll put you in certain predicaments where you will have no one to call on but him.
Ooh, child. Right. And let's be real. As far as the situation with Tamika and Rocky right now, Tasha and Rocky right now, this is a predicament that the devil did not have to scheme. Todd didn't even have to come up with this scheme right here. They did this to themselves, and they're going to continue. They're going to continue to bring themselves down as they try to scheme and scam, because the truth will come out.
My mom always said, life is like a circle. What you put in, you will get out.
Amen.
That's right.
Every single time. Thank you, Mom.
And what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse.
Okay.
And the rinse has certainly yielded some things out. Okay. And to be honest, I believe we'll continue to find out more, especially when we found out, of course, with the promoter thing, getting the kickback and all that stuff. It's like now I believe wholeheartedly that Candy, Tamika, and Tamika and Tiny, I believe that none of them will do any kind of business with any of them. And especially not to give them an opportunity to scam them as they've been doing all this time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
They have
Tasha,
moved on to a new management.
Yeah, they got new management now.
yeah. So Tasha was on Watch What Happens Live, and she addressed her saying that her and Rocky have an open relationship. She fixed it into saying we have open communication. That's what she
And
meant by that. She
I
meant open
actually
communication.
believe her. Now, I will say that I believe that she didn't mean to say that because she was very emotional that day when she said open relationship. Now, Rocky might have an open relationship in his mind,
Okay.
but I don't
Okay.
think she meant to. I don't think she meant to exploit that on that show that day. Because he got a lot of things on Tasha K. Might been lying on Cardi B.
Okay.
But it's telling the truth on Rocky, okay?
Okay. No,
Because
Rocky told his own truth. That's what it
let me
was.
tell you something. Tasha K, she done learned a $4 million lesson. Okay? She
Okay.
ain't about to come up with no lies. Well, not as many.
Well, she didn't learn her lesson yet. But I think this right here, she got a lot of receipts. And the thing is, Rocky didn't threaten her now. And Rocky lied already. Because what case of cheatization goes to federal court, Rocky?
Thank you.
What are you talking about?
Thank you. Federal court? Federal court? Not even a county. Not even in the county that you stay in. Federal court. Like, sir, come on now.
Yes. But the last 4 minutes, we'll talk about the album, Latasha's album, whatever the name is of it. I'm not even going to say it on this show because I'm not supporting it. But
Something about a conversation with God.
It is. That's correct. I wasn't going to say it, but you said it. But what are your opinions on the album? I'll go ahead and give mine briefly because I feel like Jennifer has something fired up in her bones.
Mm.
In her shando.
Yes.
I just think that I want to. I'm just gonna be honest. I know the girl can sing. I hear the runs. I know she can sing though. And from what the little snippets I heard of the song played before we came live, it actually might be like a pretty good song. But I can't find myself to listen to it because of everything that you have shown yourself to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot support it. And I know in the things that you have lied, you have manipulated, you have dogged your sister out on national TV with lies. Your mother and you are, I'm not going to say it because your mother, but your mother and you are.
Yeah.
So I can't
less
even.
than desirable.
Less than desirable, yes. I cannot support the music. And I'm not going to say no, don't buy it or anything, but I will not listen and I can't buy it. I think this is the first time I had ever felt this way about an album coming out. Usually I just don't like it because I don't like the person. Usually I just don't like it because I'm not into that music.
Right.
I don't like the person this time.
Why would I listen?
Yeah.
Why would I even care to listen? And for it to be gospel.
Right. Yeah, I saw the only thing that I've heard is Tasha's new song, Afraid. Tyrone put her new video in the chat. In the video, she was wearing the green dress that she wore to the Soul Train Music Awards, where she said that she did not get the wardrobe memo, where all the other ladies wore, I think, silver, and she wore or white. I think they wore white. And she wore a green dress. So she wore the dress in the video, and she posted the headlines about Rocky's cheetates and his other children out of wedlock. So it seems like she's addressing the fact that she knows what's going on. I actually liked the song. I thought it was a really nice song. I liked her vocals. She really wasn't going too far with the runs that she would typically do, but she typically does that live. So I don't mind her in the studio and whatnot. But I did actually enjoy the song. I don't know if that will.
And I would listen to it, but I don't want to. I'm not going to give you not one stream for my phone.
Come on.
Right, but I do believe that it is a perfect marriage between R&B and gospel, because in the beginning of the song, it sounds like the beginnings of an R&B song, but she doesn't bring God into it until about near the end of the song, saying that she needs his help and whatnot. But I enjoyed the song. I thought it was a pretty good song. Jennifer, Tyrone, what do y'all think about this?
Okay, see the problem with me going into this, I'm not interested in it because I don't deal with people even in my personal life that shows those kind of signs of manipulation and things of that nature and has no problem just looking out for self and stuff like that. And this is what we were able to see. And there's no amount of editing that can create that out of thin air.
Right.
So this is what she gave us, and that's what I'm going based upon. Unfortunately, I have a sassy space in my heart for her. I have, I can't tolerate that. So me thinking about her decision not only to do music but to do gospel, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of all that, all the sinning and
the ugliness,
the ugliness, the sad things that she's doing, and the things that are affecting her family,
not
even
godly.
okay, alleged scamming and things of that
It's
nature.
not alleged.
Oh, stop it now. And so the thing is that it's difficult for me to even care at that point because you've pushed me far enough. I know you don't even know
Going
me
against
from
the
a
Ten
can of paint,
Commandments.
but you've pushed me
Thou
far
shalt not steal.
enough, especially from your family.
Also,
Right.
adultery working.
Okay. And this is what bothered me. I listened to the song, the Afraid song that we said we were listening to before we even started the show. And I was looking at the music video as it was playing. And it's like, her showing all these tabloid stuff with her wearing that dress with the other girls. It's like, you can see what she's doing. That's what bothers me. I don't like people playing us in our face. And you see she's trying to pull on that. Okay, y'all went off about that much about that dress. I'm gonna wear this dress in this thing. And she was wearing
You know
it
what you're
in the
doing.
tub. She was wearing it in the shower and all that. She wore it the whole video.
Right.
So, I
She's
mean,
trying
you're
to capitalize
knowledgeable.
off of it.
She
You're
was
knowledgeable what you're doing, and you
Right.
act like
She's
you don't.
capitalizing off of it.
And when we see what you're doing, it's not like we're going to stop there. We're going to say, like, well, why you have this dress on? It's apparent that you put this dress on again after the award show, so you can try to capitalize off that because you have nothing right now. And that's not being mean and stuff. This is just the truth at this point. And also with putting those tabloids out about her trying to move on. I want to go solo, and talking about how she's afraid. Ma'am, you made these decisions. How can I believe that you're afraid? See, that's the problem. When I listen to music, I think about the person that's singing it. And now all I hear is like a cry trying to get some attention because I would like to be out in the forefront, but I didn't want to do it ethically. I wanted to make sure it looked as if I was S-wording on all them B words.
Well, when you
That's
listen to music, also you put yourself in the mindset, oh, this is where I've been when these words could have touched me.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember being there in this spot and feeling how you felt.
Yeah.
I can't even get to that point because I'm looking at the girl, you a liar.
Right.
Talking about afraid, if you were that afraid,
you wouldn't have did things.
We would have seen some humbleness flowing from your Shondo versus all of this this nastiness.
Right.
God bless you, but
the whole entire season.
The
whole 6 episodes. Like the only time that we saw Tasha in a non-negative space was when she was with Taj at that museum. That was the only time that I saw Tasha not in a negative space. But other than that, she always
was negative. When she said she was going to solo, that was a negative thing.
Well, yeah, that's true. But
and not telling her group mates.
Right. Tyrone, what do you think of her denying her open marriage and her new song? I gotta go turn off
this chicken. I'll be right back. Speak, brother.
I feel this way about everything. She needed a story to tell. And this is her version of her story. Okay, Tasha, that's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. Ain't nobody gonna stop you because clearly you're doing what you're gonna do.
Right.
However, your story is not impactful to anyone but you.
And nobody believing it but you and Rocky.
Right.
And sadly, you're trying to transfer that story into your music to provide inspiration for people, but the only one that is gaining inspiration and notoriety is you.
Right.
And so, like, what is your message? What is this all about? Is this all about proving it to yourself? Or is
That's what I
this
think it
all
is.
about doing this for God's kingdom and God's people and giving a light to the world? All of this seems so dark at this time. And
Right.
my thing is, I feel eventually things will kind of lighten up for her.
Because the show's
To
over now.
me,
So,
I
yeah.
feel like it's 5 years away
Oh, okay.
when
It will
the
take
light
some
of the
time.
tunnel comes. Because it's just like, oh man, what are you doing? Like this song, "Afraid." What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of what has happened, or are you afraid of telling your truth? Because all of this that you were displaying in your music video is the story that you created.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be real honest right now. I think that she went gospel not because she really wanted to, but because she might feel like there's some other people that might support her. How dare you talk bad about somebody who's doing gospel?
Right. And I feel like she felt like that's probably the space where she would get the most notoriety and the most attention, because she could have gone to contemporary, adult contemporary, but there are not a lot of
She should
artists
have.
in that genre. And she's probably thinking she might be a little bit too old for R&B now. And so it makes sense to me for her to do gospel. I understand why she did it.
We have words.
No. The reason why she went gospel is because she truly felt that is her roots. It has always been
Oh,
her root.
okay.
The problem with that is you've been in the realm and space of R&B so long that you don't really have a frame of reference anymore
No,
outside
I don't
of
believe
your
that.
old ideas of what gospel was. And now you're trying to introduce it as new flavor. It's not new flavor, sis.
And I think
But see, the thing is, we've
we have
also
to.
seen other artists go from secular to gospel. We saw Kanye go from secular to gospel.
Fantasia.
That wasn't
Kanye's
Kanye.
going.
That was that choir. Okay, let's keep that funky.
But I don't believe
wasn't it his choir?
I'm just
Good
saying,
night.
Jonathan.
Good night.
Okay, he used an
Well,
amazingly.
I mean, his name was on it. I mean, come on now.
He used an amazingly talented choir. I pray that he has paid them.
You think they would have done that if they didn't pay him? If he didn't pay them?
He actually got sued because he didn't pay them.
Oh wow,
that's not alleged.
But
also another thing,
because that's another little devil we don't want to talk about right now.
Okay, and we've done a good job of not talking about that man. But
keep
also
him out the headlines, Lord.
We do need to put into the equation that it was supposed to be both Tasha and Tamika signed on that particular contract as well,
because that was a promise that they were trying to fulfill to their grandmother. All this goes back to their natural roots. It's not about them truly wanting to do it. Honestly, that's how I feel. But I see there is an opportunity for them to be in gospel. It's just you gotta retool things, because right now you don't have.
I think it would have been possible if we didn't know all of her transgressions. Now we do.
She didn't do this while we should do the show. Yes, it was a smart thing to do while on the show because you get a lot of viewers watching you do the process of you getting their own album. But while you're in so much hell and hot water,
right,
and we don't like you,
it
backfired. But that's what you get for doing it how you did it. No, it's nothing wrong with doing it, but how you did it was low down and dirty.
That's the process.
Right.
And a special place. A special place.
Come on, Selena.
Your girl's division in a group.
Okay. Yes.
The black gums are not knees.
Okay. And your lips was like a baboon. Okay.
Lord have mercy. I can't.
Ranty with Big 50 says, yes, he will. Tasha is just whooped by that man. And I think she really likes what he feeds into her.
Yeah,
The Juice
because
Radio and Talk Show says, and the root cycle is more intensive than the wash. That
Yes.
spin cycle is aggressive.
Aggressive.
Okay.
and it's
Ranting,
spinning now.
it is spending now. Ranting with Big 50 says Rocky is the only one in the open
Yeah,
relationship.
he's the only one.
Exactly.
And of
Facts.
course, she agrees with you, Mike. Regina says, I'm with you, Mike. I won't listen to it either. I love Pastor Scott, but I can't contribute right now.
Yes.
Right.
You won't get a dime out of me, okay?
Maybe later, but not. Oh, to be honest, it's not going to happen. I hardly listen to music anyway. And I got to give it to her though. That Afraid, it sounded
It sounds good.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
it
It's a
sounded
good
good.
song. It's a
But
really good
I
song.
don't-
Lyrically,
it
It's
won't
who
get put
she
on my
is.
phone.
my problem is lyrically, your story is off, sis.
She's just saying the wrong stuff. Anyway, Aaron says,
Because it's not
And
inspirational.
I ain't no sorry. I'm sorry. I stole your money. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
talk bad about you. I'm sorry, sis.
that's
And then the
Right.
thing is, in that song at the end, when we were about to go live, she said, everybody's doing me wrong. My sister's doing me wrong. My brother's doing me wrong. I said, girl, hang it up.
Okay.
We're done. The lies, my God, the lies. For Tasha Music, I have made I have made a decision. If I am I have made a decision. I'm going to listen.
If I'm
Give
going
it-
to
if
listen,
I'm
give
going to
it time
listen.
to see what she does next. Well, if
You know,
Aaron says that, because Aaron is the nicest one of all of us.
I said that.
I
I want
love
to see
all
what
of
she does
us.
next. I
Right.
do, honestly do.
That's saying something, Tasha. Shoot, you might listen to this one day, but hey, girl, Tasha is letting Rocky and the devil make a clown out of her. Just my
Ass.
opinion. Okay. Oh, come on, music man. You hit the nail on the head, honey. Regina says she may have gone gospel because no one may have wanted her. Oh gosh, wanted her for anything else. Y'all know gospel sector takes everyone.
That's true.
That's the point I was making right there. Amen.
Because the
man.
gospel industry has always fell behind all the other music industry.
But we
That's
ain't
true.
that stupid though
Genres.
either.
It is what it is when it comes to sales and notoriety. Gospel versus everybody else. They've always been in the back.
Joseph says, hey, beautiful people, fellow viewers, is something wrong with your mashing finger? Hit the
Okay.
like and share button, mash
Hit
the
the like.
notification button. Okay, love you.
Thank you, Joseph.
And Snoop Dogg went gospel. I actually love now. See,
But see, Snoop had a whole story to tell.
yes, he did. He actually had something to say, and it's not like it's new for us to know that he enjoys gospel. And then he bought in the right people. He got freaking Rance Allen before he rent the glory. He
Okay.
got the Clark sisters. He got so many people on that album. I give it to him. He did that, and it was inspirational. It was, to be honest, it's more gospel to me than what Tasha has for us. Just keeping that real.
Now I'm optimistic.
Well, that's because he was actually speaking.
unraveling
He was
that.
speaking from personal experiences that was true. I'm sorry, I'm wearing rubber bands now, y'all. My braces, and they keep getting caught on my
find them
lips.
so cute.
It kind of hurts a little bit.
Well, you know, it's a
Oh.
process.
Granted, we see what you're doing, Tasha. We see you trying
Let me
to
get-
utilize
We
your
see
pain.
you. We see each
Okay.
other.
We see you.
let me
In
go
the
get-
words
What?
of Lanitia Leaks, you never win when you're playing dirty.
Right.
and that's the whole prophecy right there.
Look, man, I had to laugh when Jim was talking about the lies, and all I could hear was Candy talking about the lies, the lies.
Yes.
Right.
And no, Candy said, girl, because Tasha has went off on Candy about how she cannot sing. And Candy said, girl, I did what you're trying to do. I got a gospel song, number one gospel song with Marvin Sapp that went to number one.
Okay.
So she said, you on the same album with me, and I'm singing all the songs, and you with that one with the one awards.
Okay. and like people are a promoter had to request to make sure Candy was in the building.
But you didn't even
Okay.
get your name on the docket.
Okay, girl.
Right.
Aaron says Snoop's album was amazing. It's actually one of my favorite songs on his album.
Now, I would have to say this also. Tosh, you've been fighting for this fight for all these years, and everybody is saying they don't believe you. Everybody has said that.
Everybody.
I don't think it's gonna work out, sis.
You talk about Chloe Belly not selling 10,000 in 1 week. I wonder how much she sold.
Right. So Mike, go ahead and give us your social media context. Let's go ahead and
top 200 because she
woozy on out.
Oh, she was like 149 when I looked one time, 149, and that's probably she was in the 200s. But my name is Michael.
She would be in the top 2.
Well, she
was. Latasha, she's in the top 200.
I can see it being.
She was 149 when I looked last week.
Okay.
I can see that.
So somebody listening, but I don't think it's enough.
It's not enough music out there for her not to be in the top 200. Just being real.
Well, she won't be closing out no arenas no time soon.
Okay.
Fact.
Well, Candy, we can go to Puerto Rico and find a studio so we can drop some beats. Yes, but my name is Michael, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and then also Snapchat at Mr. Real 121. That's MRREAL 121. Don't judge my Twitter or Instagram. You know, I put on there what I want to put on there. If you don't like it, you can always unfollow. But I'm always going to be very raw and upfront.
All right. Jennifer Tyrone, your social media context.
Social media.
Sita, formerly known as the intellectual beauty.
Thank you, Tyrone. You're so sweet to me. Look.
Ooh, all right, Eartha.
Thank you guys, man. I am the light of the Leo. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, as well as YouTube. Join me on my channel so that we can grow together. We don't need to keep our eyes closed to the truth like some people named Latasha Scott. What we do is open our eyes and deal with what's in front of us. And as we do that, we continue to grow personally. And the people around us, okay? And the people around us will grow as well. Join me. Yes, Tyrone?
Huh?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, y'all don't get that reference. One day y'all might.
Yeah.
See no evil.
Yeah. See no evil. Yeah, all that.
No evil.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's what you're talking about.
See you, sis. It's your boy, Mr. TD McCullum. You can find my music on all music streaming platforms. I got 2 singles out and more music coming on the way.
All right. You can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is jojo_speaks3020. I'm also on Facebook, Jonathan Lee. You can email me, williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. Also, make sure you subscribe to JoJo Speaks. Make sure you give us a like. Also, leave a comment, press the notification bell, and share. You can also see myself, Jennifer, and Tyrone on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. We can be found on Facebook. We can be found on YouTube. And there is an official website as well. We have our own community now, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. So make sure you join us next week. Same time, same place, same beautiful faces. All right, with that red cup. And Jennifer, you want to get that last comment out the way?
Absolutely. Aaron says the promoter knew Candy is the best. I love it, Aaron.
Bingo.
And Ranting with Big 50 says, I love gospel music, but I can't. I can't. Will not listen to Tasha's music unless she does the right thing.
Right by me, everything you do gonna crumble.
Okay.
Yeah, and Joseph also says, ranting, showing love isn't free. It costs you the weight of pressing your finger on the thumbs. Thumbs up button. Let me stop. We do have, for the people that we have in here, everybody has pressed the thumbs up. I even did it too. So Joseph, thank you for your pushing. We appreciate you.
Yes. Be sure you share this video with all your friends, family members.
Can I say the N-word, Jonathan? Am I allowed to do that?
Feel free.
let them niggas know. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. So
Nice.
we want to say
Good
thank
job.
you for joining us, and we will see you next week, y'all. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.